Most leaders in ECE services have come to know that there is a requirement to give regard to NELP that was included in the 2020 revision of the licensing criteria. But what does have regard for NELP actually mean? What does it look like? What does it mean you should be doing? How is that going to be judged by ERO or the ministry? I think in the absence of any guidance or any strong guidance from the ministry about exactly what was required, many teachers and leaders have sort of overcompensated by putting NELP into every piece of documentation that they can, often tagging it, but that's not particularly meaningful or useful. But they're doing that in an effort to meet their compliance obligations. So we'll discuss how that might more usefully be happening. As I mentioned earlier, the purpose of the NELP is to make clear these national priorities for education so that the whole education system is more coherently and consistently delivering the learning opportunities that are important to us as a country, and that in particular we develop and implement a system where all tamariki, no matter who they are or where they live, have the opportunity to experience equitable learning opportunities. So it's a very strong emphasis on equity. But the NELP does help us to bring aspects of our practice sort of out of the shadows. It allows us to reflect more deeply, evaluate more critically, and to identify those aspects of our practice that are perhaps not quite as they should be or could be in terms of delivering equitable learning opportunities. Really, it's shining the light on our unconscious biases and our default ways of working that are not particularly aligned with this idea of equity, so that we can reflect on where we might best improve and better support children's languages, identities and cultures. So let's look a little bit about this compliance issue, because I know that over documentation comes out of a concern of showing that you're being compliant. So what actually is the compliance requirements?